Hi, my name is Kanchan Dhahan. I'm a family law litigator with KSW lawyers, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the topic of how do couples get legally separated. If you're wondering, is there a document or a court order or some sort of a declaration that I can get from a court telling me what the date of separation is, the short answer is no. Way back in the day, before my time, there was a legislation that allowed that declaration to be made. That no longer exists. So if you're at all worried that the date of separation is going to become a contentious issue or a source of disagreement in the future with your spouse, what you should do is put it into writing. So when I say writing, I mean send them a text message, send an email or a letter if you guys are living in separate residences, making it clear that the relationship is over and you told your spouse on date X that we are now separated. There are a few things that I'd like to make you aware of today with respect to separations. There are many, many more that are going to be specific and unique to your case though, so please, I encourage you to get legal advice that will be specific to your case. Some of the things that you should be aware of though, I'll go through today. Number one, you can be separated even if you're living in the same house. So the way I like to think about it is, my husband and I could be happily married, but we could be living in different cities and still not be separated. Living in a house doesn't dictate whether or not you're separated. So the converse is also true, meaning that you could be separated and still living in the same house. Oftentimes it's just not feasible for one or both of you to move out of the house right after the separation at least. So, sometimes clients will ask me, hey, I'm worried about the date of separation issue because I'm still living in the same house. And that goes back to the point I was making earlier. If you're at all worried, put it into writing. Number two, you should be aware of something we call the 2-year limitation period. The 2-year limitation period, in this case, in the context of family law, refers to the time within which you should start a court action for property division, debt division, pension division, and spousal support. So there's 2 different dates depending on whether you're married or unmarried. If you're married, that 2-year limitation date starts when you get a piece of paper called the divorce order. You generally won't even get that until after everything else is resolved in your case. So for married spouses, this 2-year limitation date is less of a concern than for unmarried spouses. For unmarried spouses, though, your 2-year limitation starts from the date of separation. So the date that one of you decides the relationship is over, your clock starts ticking. So you want to be careful and not lose out on your right to make those claims for property division and spousal support. There are some nuances that can prolong, meaning make the 2-year limitation longer than 2 years, but that's something that you shouldn't risk in my opinion, and that's why you should really talk to a lawyer sooner rather than later. Number 3, you should gather information and documents with respect to the value of property and debts around the date of your separation. So once you've separated, that's the time to really make photocopies of documents showing the value of, say, investments, savings accounts, bank accounts, property, and even debts, so mortgages, line of credit, and credit cards. And what that will do is it'll help you, and if you have a lawyer, it'll help both of you be more organized and have a much better idea of your value in terms of your property and debts, and also your spouses. Because, and this we can talk about another day, because everything's divisible in British Columbia. That's the starting point. It doesn't matter whose name it's in. As always, please keep in mind that the information that we're providing in this video is general advice. Your case is unique, it's specific, your circumstances are going to be different than the general advice that I'm giving here today. So please get legal advice that's specific to your case. You can always leave us your questions and comments in the comment section below, and you can also subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.